My name is Maegen Hickey, and this is my story. I was born in Edmonton, Alberta, and I moved here when I was 2 years old. Both my parents got divorced by the time I was 2 also, and they were also both remarried by the time I was 4. Life at home, it was okay, but my parents were always fighting, and my dad was very much in and out of my life. We'd only see him on Christmas and holidays, and other than that, he never really paid much attention to us. Throughout elementary school and high school, I never really felt like I fit in at all. I was kind of bouncing from one group of friends to the next, and it was really awkward for me. When I was in grade 8, that's when I felt like everything kind of changed a lot. My mom and my dad were fighting a lot because my dad couldn't pay child support. He's an active alcoholic, and paying child support wasn't number one on his radar at that moment. So he sent my mom an email saying, why should I pay child support for her if she might not even be my daughter? It wasn't the fact that he may not be my dad that bothered me the most. It was the fact that after 14 years, he was willing to use that as an excuse to get out of his responsibilities. I think that was the day that a deep-rooted seed was planted in my heart not to trust people when they say that they love you. As the years went on, it seemed to get a lot worse. Grade 10, I started smoking a lot of weed and drinking a lot. I found myself with a group of people that liked to party, and that's where I felt that I fit in. When I graduated high school, it even got more worse, and now I felt free though. I felt like nothing was tying me down, so I partied all the time, and I started hanging out with gangs, and I started doing Oxycontins, and then that led to heroin. And you know what, it was really fun at first, and I felt like it filled this void. Eventually though, all the pain came back, and it led me to this dark place. I felt trapped, and I felt scared, and I hated the person that I had become. I absolutely hated myself. The drugs half the time didn't even make me feel better about anything. They weren't even numbing anything. I soon started cutting, and I found that it was a way to take away that current pain that was going on in my life, for a minute. I also developed an eating disorder. On top of everything else, I didn't love the way that I looked. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror, and it was just another way for me to cope. Following that, I bounced from recovery house to recovery house, and none of it helped. None of it cut it. I couldn't grasp on to what was going to make things different, and I realized that I desperately needed help. I stumbled across Mercy Ministries, a treatment center that's for young girls with eating disorders and self-harm issues and addiction issues, and it's Christian based, and I figured I would give it a shot because nothing else was working. I started to realize that growing up, a lot of my problems came from not having my dad around, or when he was around, he wasn't a good father. At Mercy, I realized that God is my father, and that God has always been there for me. God was just waiting for me to run into his daddy arms. He started to change me. He started to change my heart. He started to allow me to start trusting people and knowing that it's okay to let people love me. Hi, my name is Maegen. My story is not a perfect story. I still have up and downs, but God has done an amazing work in me. I know today that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and that I'm a daughter of the Most High King. And yeah.